Virtus.pro and Secret. To find out what we're going to expect in our third draft, we've got three wise men who are ready to tell you their thoughts on that. We've got Nahaz, Black, and Fogged. Gents, this is kind of everything we want when we want great Dota. You want fantastic teams, fantastic players, crazy drafts, interesting draft, tactical, and then the executions as well, and as fewer mistakes as you can possibly wish for two teams who played a lot of Dota today.
I just want Puppy to pick the exact same draft and just be like,
yeah,
bam,
come at me, bro.
I don't care.
Do it again.
I mean, you can tell he's going to first to Ember again if they get a chance to.
Probably.
And there's no way you lose that badly and you do it again and you won't do it in game 3. Like, you got to do it. Got to stick to it.
We'll see.
You got some other ideas, Alan?
I think that they needed a pretty special set of circumstances for that to go that well in Game 2. I think Game 1 was much more the rule, going up against asking mid 1 as good a laner as he is to go up against a no-one Lina in that lane. That's pretty brutal. I thought the last pick, Wraith King by VP, may have been a little bit of Ramsey's. I have a cool looking set. I want to play this hero, but you know, no, they played that game with the heroes they had so well. Did Secret? You can't find fault.
I've said this before at other tournaments through the season, but it's worth saying again, Fogged. He's such a good second game drafter, Puppy.
And he gets in your head.
He does, doesn't he? Yeah. And he's done this so many times.
He's like, oh, we got stopped this game.
You think
we're going to give you this hero again?
You think that we were the problem, and actually we weren't. Actually, we know how to fix this.
That's why he has such like a mixed kind of view. I mean, most of the players and everything hold him super high regard in drafting, but a lot of the community and stuff, sometimes they really criticize him. It's really hit or miss. Like, Puppy's an absolute genius, or what the hell is Puppy doing, right?
Well, most of the time they say he's
fine
really
line
stubborn,
between
right?
He can be stubborn.
Fine line between genius and garbage.
Always is.
No, it's also one of the toughest things in watching and analyzing Dota is assessing just how big an impact these small things like a courier snipe can have on the lane, and like a couple of pickoffs at the right time in the Radiant jungle on those VP hunters. Those kinds of things are the difference between VP being able to accelerate to the kind of huge advantage that they had in Game 1 and really getting stalled out against a lineup that flat out scales them.
You know, I was mentioning how when you're playing versus like these teams, and when you're playing as like a tier 1 team, you have to be able to win the game even if it's an outdraft, right? It's a similar kind of situation if it's a lane. You have to be able to find a way to win the lane even if it's a miserable situation. By a courier snipe, by starting with a dual lane, some type of emphasis to just change the matchup.
Completely agree. Or at least get what you need out. That's the thing. I think we make too much out of winning and losing lanes and too little of you need to get what you need out of that lane to be effective for your team.
Virtus.pro have Radiant and first pick here.
Oh, 15 and 2 is that particular combination throughout the tournament. Of course, I mean, first pick's pretty good overall.
Wait, how they end up with both?
Oh, they haven't, have they? Yeah, Secret are going to ban them.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, my bad. I was just looking at it the wrong way.
Bane last ban?
Yeah. Those bans were just like...
It's the same bans as the last two games.
Exactly.
No,
but the Ember's gone.
But Virtus.pro have now banned the Ember.
Yeah.
Wow, first phase. All right.
I mean, there's no way Secret wouldn't pick it this game. They picked it the last 2 games.
Does Secret go back to the first phase Zeus is what I want to know. Because that looked pretty sick, and it's a huge flex pick for them.
I like Zeus.
Would Virtus.pro pick it first?
I don't think they're Zeus fans, or at least not early in the draft.
It just doesn't feel like the kind of hero that they like to play. A Night Stalker feels like so much more.
Or the Bane. I mean, they're the 3 right now.
Bane or Night Stalker for me for a VP.
Oh yeah. Okay, well, the Warlock ban instead of the Bane.
All right, so Bane, Night Stalker, Zeus, all in the pool right now.
This time, if they take Bane, they're going to take Night Stalker and
and of
Zeus.
course it's VP, so they're going to do something completely different.
Yeah.
I mean, Beast
they value highly.
By the way, Roger also plays one hell of a Skywrath. I imagine that if Skywrath is left on the table here, that VP might take that 4th overall. They like that lane.
So
they like that lane themselves. That's the Zeus. They go back to it. Okay.
Axe Zeus.
Axe Zeus.
Yep, sort of Zeus. Already. I'm already seeing it. If they think that's more than likely what they're going to do. They want to dual lane this and put pressure on safe lane.
Arc Lightning, Battle Hunger.
I don't know though.
You get Bolt. Bolt is 2 value level 1 still.
It's too bold. Oh yeah, Arc Lightning got Arc Lightning got nerfed too.
So do you still stick with the Skywrath here?
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You need to kill a combo.
All right. Yeah, there was no other way they were going to give away the Skywrath, and it would have got banned second phase anyway.
Yep.
Yeah. Which does still leave the Night Stalker and the Bane.
Yeah, both of them got left out.
I can't. I mean,
Undying's also in there. All right, no, it's not.
Bane making it through the first phase of the draft feels like a huge upset.
Yeah, I thought VP was going to take it more than likely.
I think they still will if it's there with the.
Okay.
There's the Bane.
Yeah, there's the Bane.
They're going to take it
Okay.
out anyway.
Yeah.
Night Stalker ban now?
Possible.
I mean, Virtus.pro won't, will they? But Secret, do you think?
More, actually, I think VP might be more likely to ban it because Secret like to run it as 5, and they have the first overall pick in the second phase. They pick in that 5 slot.
Would give him a huge vision advantage at least, with both the Zeus as well as the Night Stalker.
Yeah, yeah.
Might be weird in lanes. That's my only concern.
Well,
But it
Zeus
would
is going to
give
be in the
him
off
the
lane,
vision.
right? And Night Stalker is an okay-ish laner.
Yeah.
Not the best.
Okay. Ban.
Bloodseeker.
Slark
No,
banned by
Bloodseeker
VP.
Zeus.
Be a Bloodseeker Zeus. You
The
have to
Slark,
Bloodseeker Zeus.
Slark's in
Yeah.
play for
Slark's
VP.
still
That's a
now,
big
yeah.
Ramses hero.
Not too fun to play versus Zeus, though.
Oh, that is a good
Here
point.
comes the
Witch
Witch
Doctor.
Doctor.
Okay.
this time around. Okay.
I think it's to secure the potential if they want to go for
There we go.
a strong carry, the Witch Doctor, so they can secure their lanes. I think if they pick the NS, they might be susceptible to get ran over.
Okay, fair enough.
And there's the Slark.
That's a block pick. Yep, very nice.
They're trying
Oh,
to
They
yeah.
do
play
have a
the
counter
vision.
though. Disruptor counters Slark until you get BKB.
Mhm.
So they have an answer to it at least, and the lane is not going to be easy.
They've got the combo. We talked how important vision is over and over again. Zeus plus Slark, you will
Yeah.
take out every single ward.
Yeah.
And that seems
Yeah,
to be the key to Virtus.pro, isn't it? Their warding, and I know we've spoken this a couple of times, but I still don't feel like we've done it enough justice. But their warding has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
It really has been.
Solo's a beast.
Absolutely. Both teams, the vision game has been on point. Secret from game 2 was
Game
was
2. Game 1 they
astonishing.
had some
Yeah,
Yeah, they were
struggles,
pretty
but
okay. All right, let's not talk about that.
Face it.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
The
Nice
super
lockdown.
Slark counter.
Now,
It's
by
even
the
a
way,
harder Slark counter than Bloodseeker, honestly.
now is the time that if you wanted a no-one invoker, that would be really cool.
if only, if only.
I don't think so. I can dream, man.
For what they've got.
You've been dreaming for what, 7 months now
I've been dreaming a
on the,
while.
on the Virtus.pro Invoker? We had an Invoker earlier today.
I know it.
And it lost.
Paparazzi invoke. Well,
Yeah,
he went
well,
off, and it still
He
lost.
went off, but
Yeah.
then he
Oh,
also didn't.
We've only
mid-game.
had 2, I think, at this tournament, and both have lost from memory. There was a
All
wasn't
right,
it the
Paul,
Spirit
you're rubbing
game?
it in now, okay?
Sorry, buddy.
Look at this guy. All of a sudden, Jakiro's good, and he's...
Hey, Jakiro's been shown today.
I know.
I'm suffering from Jakiro withdrawal symptoms.
Yeah, maybe next series.
And Windrunner symptoms as well. Hey,
Yeah.
that would be
No
nice.
Mineski, man. That means no
All right,
Windrunner.
so lots of flexibility for Secret in their 5th pick. This could still be a mid-1 Zeus, although I think Yapster is
Yeah.
more likely.
They might
We
switch.
know Ace is going to be on Slark.
I think they'll probably keep it as support because versus
Yeah.
Void, it's just too scary.
Yeah.
This is actually, I really like this Void pick for a lot of reasons. Like you said, the Slark, but it's also a way to get into the backlines and even just using just a time dilation on the Zeus to stop that spam. Because the power of Zeus really is you're sitting in the back, you throw like 10, 15 arc lightnings, 5 lightning bolts, you throw a time dilation on top, it's going to completely mess up the whole fight. And
He'll
it's
have
a
to
pretty
get
big
a this
AoE.
game. Yeah,
Yeah,
He'll
he's
have
going to have
get
to.
it. Probably Axe
That
first
DP
into
ban.
heals.
It's a really good
Yeah.
DP ban. I
Yep.
think that would have been a heck of a pick.
Now no one has... Well, it's really hard for no one to pick a hero now because Secret is going to last pick it. Or like last pick counter it. So you can only pick like a general hero that doesn't really
You can still pick Lena.
lose too much.
10 seconds remaining.
Could go for OD.
Yeah, I was thinking OD
5
too.
seconds
Lina,
remaining.
OD.
Big magic damage.
OD is good versus Axe too, right? You can disrupt your teammates if they get initiated. You can disrupt the Axe, the Astral.
A save feels
Yeah.
really good.
A save, and these heroes, I mean, Secret's not really the tankiest heroes right now. Their intelligence is very low in comparison to an OD. That ulti could really hurt.
I think
I-
Storm Spirit is really good too.
I don't. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, I don't know.
It owns Slark, it owns Zeus
All right.
pretty badly.
I'm cool with OD or Zeus, or OD or
Storm.
Storm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
But again, with Storm, you do have one more pick left for Secret.
Virtus
With
They
Storm,
could
you
pick something
usually
that
expect
really
to lose
out
the
that
lane.
hard outlanes it.
It's the OD.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
the
yeah,
OD.
the OD was a really good call.
I had a feeling, especially against the Axe. And it's great for Slark. You're very, very susceptible to getting burst down in one shot from the ulti
Slark
without
is,
BKB.
Yeah.
They ran
Slark
that
gets hard
against
counter too by
LGD,
OD.
Yeah.
They
This
actually
is
have like
much better.
2 hard counters to OD right now. I mean, to Slark right now.
Slark, yeah.
And then have a Disruptor who can catch him. Slark does not look very scary this
10
game.
seconds remaining.
All right.
I'm not happy if
5
I'm ace here.
seconds remaining.
What do you go something crazy like an Arc Warden?
No, Arc Warden is terrible.
Not versus Void.
That's actually horrible versus
Yeah,
Void. Yeah.
Lone. No.
Spin away.
So it's ace Slark, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Slark.
Then we need mid one on some. Honestly, VP's draft looks
Mid
really
one,
complete
Can
right
they
now.
go Kunkka
They could.
Ooh, that feels like a risk.
for mid one?
I mean, right now for me, VP's draft looks really complete. They
Can't
have like
pick
everything.
Medusa against OD, right?
Yes, you can.
Ooh, that feels so.
No, Dusa versus OD is completely fine until
You think so?
until late game. Yeah. Laning is very easy for Dusa.
Pasha waits.
Maybe TA.
Visage.
Oh, that's not what I thought. Okay.
Visage OD.
Mid one Visage.
Looks like a very vision control lineup coming up from Secret.
Yeah,
Zeus, Slark's Visage.
They're definitely on the clock again, though. Like, this
Yeah.
game goes minute 40 plus. It's going to be very difficult for them to do
Yeah,
anything.
Very, very hard for Ramses to initiate this game, and he is your initiation. This is, wow.
We say it's hard for him, but it's even harder for the X for me. Because there's like OD, there's Disruptor,
Well, but
there's Faces Void.
but Axe has this massive vision advantage.
Yeah, of
Like
course.
they're gonna know where all 5 enemy heroes are.
But
at
if
all
you don't
times.
call the OD, you basically can't call anyone.
It's true.
Unless you
It's
get
true.
multiple heroes. I think it's
Okay.
really difficult for both heroes.
All right, Fogt.
Let's go.
Which draft do you prefer?
I'm going to go VP this time around. I'm going to switch it up from Secret, even though I believed them last time. I think this Void, this OD, if this goes to late game, and I think that's where VP is going to push it, they're going to take this game.
Okay, Black.
Yeah, I agree. Like, the Zeus doesn't really end games early. It's probably going to go mid-late game, and they don't stand a chance in late game. So VP.
Okay.
Oh, I like Secret's draft a lot, but I just think there are too many counters on the board for the Slark. I think Ace is going to suffer. I have to go VP as well.
All right. Okay. It's a clean sweep for Virtus.pro as far as our panel members are concerned. We're about to head into game number 3. All the marbles up for play. This is for a top 3 finish at the Supermajor. Let's find out how it goes down with our commentary team of Cap and Gods.
And it's not terribly surprising that it is a clean sweep for our panelists. After all, Game 1 went to the better late game. Game 2, same situation. After all, we pushed it to 80 minutes. So in Game 3, they're going to go with the better late game lineup in Virtus.pro, who've got a Void and an OD. Greedy, greedy, greedy gods. And Secret, all they had to counterpick it was a last pick Visage.
Yeah, so far it has been the story of the team on the timer has not been able to beat the clock. And we'll see if Secret have any better luck here. I like Visage as a hero against OD. Visage does struggle in the lane a bit. He's definitely just a weak laner. But as far as what the hero brings to the table, it's pretty annoying for the OD to play against the Grave Chill and the birds running at you. The kind of items you build, if you're on equal terms, are just not really going to help you play against Visage typically.
Battle Hunger slowing down Pasha. Yapzor give him even more damage, but Pasha will get there for the bounty rune and snatch it up before Yapzor could grab it. So we're going to have... Yapzor's just going to keep running at them. Feeling like his Lightning Bolt can actually beat out. Solo's going to challenge him, but he does have Vada coming over. The axes come in, but now the Battle Hunger is going to slow down Solo. And they both part ways.
Harass. Solo's got his, oh, for a second he put his smoking into his inventory. Yeah, he might be going for this Pendant Solo Courier snipe. Need to say, look, I'm too low health to help my lane. Let's go find some couriers. Classic Solo stuff. Game 3 decider. You find a courier. Suddenly you've swung your mid lane in your favor. Always very annoying if he can actually get his hands on it. But for now, mid 1 is not bringing out any items on his Visage.
So they do manage to... I'm not sure who this is more favorable to. I'm guessing maybe the Skywrath Mage lane, but they dodge the Void versus Axe. But it also means now that Slark doesn't have to deal with Beastmaster in lane. So they both kind of protecting their carries, and the offlaners will match up against each other.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, both teams have their carries against each other, and they're a little bit happier. Skywrath is still in that off lane, so his harass can be very annoying for this Slark, but 9 tangos, salve, stout shield. Ace has more than enough regen to sustain himself here, so realistically, like you say, both of these heroes should get pretty good farm in the top lane.
Now, the panel said they were a bit concerned that Secret wouldn't be able to close out the game. That is in part why we saw a Visage last pick from Secret, right? We've at least got a solid building hitter in the Visage.
Yep, he'll likely rush the Helm of the Dominator. It's the most common build. Get those siege creeps, push towers very easily with that. And you do hit this mid-game timing where you can be very scary.
Oh, bottom lane, Solo is dangerously low, and Fada will be able to complete that kill. Now, Pasha is going to be able to grab Fada here. If he pops the mangoes and gets the axes, Fada pops the healing salve, will actually heal a little bit more. 5 more seconds until he has the axes again. Fada is going to try and run the clock out here. Puts out the battle hunger, and Pasha will stop pursuing. So, get the kill and get out.
Yeah, importantly, he cancels the salve at least, but Fata still surviving. Lane does kind of start to stabilize a bit for Pasha with the axe being bullied out a little bit, but he's also managed to pull some creeps away with him, so it's looking pretty good for him.
Meanwhile, top lane, the sustain from the Witch Doctor is allowing them to deal with the same kind of harassment that the Zeus is trying to put in bottom lane from the Skywrath Mage. So feels like Secret's going to be a little bit better equipped to deal with the laning phase on both sides.
Yeah, and that's something that VP don't have in this bottom lane, is that kind of sustain. They just have their health regen that they buy, the tangos, the salves, etc. They don't have that built-in sustain, which gives Secret a small little bit of edge in some of these side lanes, but overall CS-wise, it does still look pretty good for VP here. The off lane where they've got the harasser, that means the Void's farming, and mid lane OD has a very favorable matchup. He is crushing the CS here, 16-7 to the 8-3 of Visage.
Yeah, I'm sort of trying to contest the pull. They actually lit Solo, get that one off. But they do take a good amount of the farm.
And they're going to get a little side pull of their own in this bottom lane. I say that, they're not. Good, well done by Pasha to pull it off. You can't let enemy offlaners get this big camp pull. It just denies a lot of farming experience if you're not there to actually take the last hits.
How's the Slark versus Void? 19-4 for the Void, 15-0 for the Slark. Paralyzing Cast comes out with a Maledict. Now they're going to slow down Ace. He actually, oh no, the pounce, he landed onto Ramses. Ramses, good block standing in front of the Slark like that.
That was not what Ace was expected. Yeah, they give him the tip. He had the salve and plenty of tangos left to not have to go back to base, even low on health there, but it must have been so close as far as getting that pounce away. It didn't even really look like he was fully blocking him.
Zeus gets a ward behind no one here, trying to help Midwan a little bit. Now Roger, with the imprisonment onto this, they're going to try and dive Midwan now. They have the concussive shot to be able to slow him down. The TPs are coming in. Midwan's trying to get to the trees, but he won't be able to make it in time. Puppey slows down the OD, does manage to get a lucky paralyzing cast bounce. Yatoro comes in from behind as well, spots the ward, kills it, but Roger might be able to get away as a result. The lightning bolt's just not going to slow him down enough. So VP, this time they're the ones who walk away with a free kill.
Again, those TPs off the lane just put pressure on Secret's other side lane. Suddenly Witch Doctor's not up there. He's out of mana and health from that little small clash in the mid lane, so Ace is on his own. Does mean he's getting solo experience, but he's not going to be getting quite the same farm without the Witch Doctor there, as we'll see teams contest over these 5-minute runes.
Axe is going to get here, though. Pasha is going to get called up. The bounty rune taken by Fada. He's going to run for the other one. The Disruptor's already there, though. And Pasha.
Very skilled there.
And Kinetic Field blocking him out. Yatoro will get one more Lightning Bolts, but they can't get the Battle Hunger just yet. If he gets Vision, Battle Hunger not quite going out. Nighttime Vision a little bit too hard.
Pasha narrowly escaping there. Battle Hunger might not have been a kill there with the one charges, but it would have been very, very close. Things looking pretty good for VP. All three of their cores getting decent CS here in the laning stage. Void about to hit level 5, so that level 6 Chronosphere. The synergy with the Skywrath, that's going to be something that Secret have to always be
They got the silence onto the Slark. If they get a bash or even just manage to pounce away into the trees, he's trapped.
Even without the bash, he did not have the escape he needed.
Bottom lane, it is going to be Solo dying here. Yatoro picks up the kill, and now the body block. The axes come out, and it's enough to finish him off. They trade out the supports.
I think that's actually fine for VP. You get a solo kill to your Beastmaster, who's already having a great time in lane. Losing a Disruptor there is not a big deal. It's a level 2 Disruptor for a level 4 Zeus, so Much bigger kill going VP's way. And
Pounce landing onto Ramses. He does have a time lock, though.
Ramses just feels like he has a bit of a free lane now.
Yeah.
At least until Slack perhaps hits level 6, because that's when you can trade more efficiently as a Slack. But at the same time, Void will be level 6, and you have to be scared about dying.
Yeah, especially with Skywrath Mage making his way back up to this top lane.
Full level advantage on the mid lane as mid 1 about to hit level 6 as OD hits level 7, but this is unfortunately pretty standard for Visage. Loses his lane, at least initially, but once the birds come into play, he should be able to get much better farm in this lane as well as pressure for kills.
Well, time to see that happen. Ramsey's trying to go for the kill on Puppey, has time walk away as Ace hits him with the Dark Pack.
Epsil's rotate in as level 6 is hit on mid 1.
He's going to try with the Visage familiars. Oh, they actually kill Roger. Ramsey's trying to get out, still has the time walk. Waiting for Yapsor to get his gank on the mid lane. Ramsey's still trying to run this out. Oh, that was dangerously close.
He's still chasing.
He's Pounce
not quite
now.
fast enough. Yeah, he had the Dark Pack, but could have perhaps got the kill, but he didn't maybe quite know the time walk cooldown.
Yeah.
Didn't want to risk it.
You could tell they really wanted to stick it out until they got 6 on this Faceless Void. Wanted to kill the Slark before he got his 6. But being pushed out of the lane might give Ace the advantage here. Bottom lane, Manic Guild out on Nafana. They do have another set of axes in 2 seconds time.
Oh, Solo game, very low. Does have 1 charges, but good for him. Yapsor did not have another bolt soon enough as...
Careful, Ace. If you get bashed up like this, you might receive a Chronosphere immediately after.
Yeah, the second you get that timely bash where you get him down to like a 3rd health, that's where you may just chuck out a Chronosphere and see if you can get another bash to get that kill.
Missed the concussive shot. Yapsor went out of vision.
So far pretty quiet for the Visage in this mid lane, despite being level 6, just using that to secure himself more last hits. He's overtaken OD in terms of denies, 14 to 11 now. Gets a lot more tricky for OD to get these last hits, but he's got Max Astral, so he's able to at least use that to get some farm.
What do you think about this faster Blink Dagger build from Fada? He just goes the Ring of Health to give him a bit of sustain, so he doesn't always have to play with tangos.
Yep.
And then he's going straight into that initiation item.
I like it. They're the lamp on a timer. Top lane Ramsey will get away from Maldic, but yeah, they're the draft that needs to play faster pace, needs to put pressure on, and that's where the Blink makes a lot more sense. If you're the team that has better late game, that's when you can go for the defensive Vanguard type builds. Still doesn't ever feel good playing the Axe like without that Vanguard.
Yeah.
You always feel like you're all in on this Blink Dagger, like you have to get kills with it or you're just not making much happen. But considering you've got a 4th position Zeus, I don't mind seeing Yapsor go a bit less of a greedy build because Zeus, we've seen just topping damage shots almost every single game, even in the support role.
Yeah, so he could just be kind of a initiate and die sort of hero. After all, it's like if he tried to scale, he's pretty well countered by this OD anyway, so.
Yeah, it's a tough Axe game. We'll see that as things go on, but here we go, VP.
Full rotation, huh? Wrap around the Roshan pit. And up to that mid lane. Now mid 1.
Smoke's about to wear off though. They're gonna have to go soon or at least hide themselves on this high ground.
Concussive shot goes out. They do have the Primal Roar. He needs to drop the birds, and it's perfect timing underneath the tower, too. So Pasha, he's going to take a ton of damage. Fada is almost here in time. Ace is on the other side. They catch Pasha in the act. What a beautiful setup. Roger saved by a haste rune. What a godsend from Ice Frog himself.
Great reactive micro from mid 1 there. Knew he had to instantly stun the Beastmaster. Got him mid-roar. Very heads up as he keeps himself alive as a result, and he's just about to complete that Helm of the Dominator. Unfortunately for him, he didn't get it by the 10-minute... Oh, Siege Creep's still there, so if he can bring it out, he may still be able to pick up a Siege Creep, which I feel is very important for the secret timing. If they want to smoke with this Axe Blink Dagger, if they want to turn kills into towers, having a Siege Creep makes a big difference.
And if he can take that tower, then all of a sudden the Visage starts rotating around, and OD... That's a big problem about OD, right? He is a very slow mid-hero. He likes to camp it out, farm it up. Visage, he'll start applying that pressure pretty early. Ramsey does have the paralyzing cast bounce back to him. Now he'll take a little bit more damage. He gets the pounce off. The Chronosphere laid out, but Ramsey's outside of it and just dies to the Maledict.
What a play from Secret to get a kill on a Void with max time walk like that.
Fada, he gets the Battle Hunger off just to give himself more armor, but he doesn't have a prayer. There's a lot of magic damage coming out from that Static Storm. Now Pasha's going to be slowed down. Secret, they're just trading out kills here. The concussive shot is going to be able to slow down the Visage, and he silenced up as well. Couldn't get the big nuke out, and now he's in trouble. The axes come out from Pasha. He receives the nuke, but he will get the kill.
Yeah. Used that helm at the last second before he died to pick up the bottom lane siege creep, so at least he has that for when he respawns, but Visage dying there, not the greatest outcome. The kill he gets did not feed him any experience, which is what he really is perhaps eyeing off at this stage of the game. A few more levels can make a big difference. Getting those level 2 birds up nice and fast sees a decent increase in their damage output, but for now, Secret are kind of creating enough chaos to get their Slack some good space here to build towards that Shadow Blade. Wow, Ramsey.
All right, Ramsey just keeps on getting bashes. Paralyzing cast comes out. Get the Maledict on him, and with the time dilation, Ramsey's actually going to fight. He's just going to get the kill on the Witch Doctor. Looks like his ace is going to leave him behind. Axes to take the kill. Pasha says thank you very much to Ramses.
That was quite the fortunate bashes on the Slack, who just didn't need to pop the Shadow Dance. Things still looking pretty good for VP, who are playing at a slower pace and have less pressure on them. The fact they're even and slightly ahead is a very good sign, but Secret's draft really starts to come online.
Yeah, Sir pulled back to his doom here as Roger wraps in from behind. You could see, I was going to say just a minute ago, Gods, I'm feeling Secret right now. They're doing pretty good to keep up with VP's pace, but then we just see 2 back-to-back kills from Virtus.pro. They continue to play all of the lanes, it seems, and are constantly putting pressure on Secret, constantly threatening kills on heroes.
And that's the other bad thing about this Axe build, is it kind of stunts this 10-minute stage of the game where he's close to Blink but doesn't have it. You feel like you can't do anything. If he has a Vanguard, you feel a bit more confident just to frontline, creep skip waves. But without the Blink Dagger, he just feels like he can't really offer a whole lot, so he's been jungling mostly. Does have the money for it now after some tower trades. But mid one gets bottom while VP gets top.
With the superior nighttime vision of the Slark, they do see this OD while they're smoked up, and they're trying something, I guess, but they don't have the Blink Dagger on the Axe. It's coming out on the Courier now, so I think they're trying to wait that out. Oh, they know he's actually wrapped up into an area that they could sandwich him until he force staffs down. Now he's going to be caught by Ace. He does have an imprisonment. He'll buy himself a little bit of time with that. Solo has to try and protect him here. Managed to get some vision onto Ace. Ace tries to challenge, gets out of Static Storm in time. Meanwhile, the Primal Roar with the Chronosphere locking down 2. They're going to try and blow the Axe first. Mid one, he still has his Visage Familiars out, but his Puppy, who's going to die to Ramses here. Secret try and bring their entire team inside the pit. Now they're actually going to turn. They see Ramses does not have time to walk out, but the imprisonment save. Now, oh no, the silence! The Slark gets blown up. They come back, and Ramses stays alive. The Visage Familiars couldn't quite get the kill. Secret trying to fight in the same area twice, and it goes badly both times.
That was 3 kills and then like an extra 400 gold. 2 Familiars as well as a Helm with a Dominator creep. That's a lot of money to be giving away at this stage, and suddenly it goes from like a 1k gold lead to over a 3,000 gold lead, all off of Secret's over aggression. VP just have the better teamfight lineup, and they also have this incredible save. No one makes so many clutch plays in this fight, and his team is the better off for it.
I can't help by wondering what would happen if Fada just had that Blink Dagger, you know, 30 seconds sooner.
Yeah, he was having it come out on the Courier, didn't go to the side shop because they were already in the jungle, so he didn't want to have to waste time going back to that shop, wanted to stay aggressive on the map, but they don't have an instant stun if the Axe doesn't have a Blink Dagger, because Witch Doctor's cast, easy dodge for OD. No one's going to make that play 10 times out of 10.
Oh, Solo gonna go for the ward play, drops the ward, sees if he can get the glimpse on Fada, couldn't quite do it.
Does still see him, they've got a ward by that bounty room, but like you say, not gonna overcommit to too much here. VP's draft just looks so scary right now. Like any team fight, if they get off their spells, like a Chrono with a Skywrath ultimate, they've got Beastmaster roll for it. Anyone that gets gone on by an Axe with a Blink Call has an OD banish to save them. We saw 2 key banishes that fight from No One to save people, as well as 2 key Force Staffs. The initial Force Staff to get himself to the low ground, and then after saving the Void, who popped Mask of Madness, he Force Staffs him after the Astral to get him away from those Visage Familiars. It was just clutch plays from VP in the team fights. It only gets more difficult for Secret as time goes on.
That is true, but the vision game will be pretty easy for Secret. They've got a Slark Zeus combination. They've got these familiars as well to be able to scout out things, and that'll be the way that Secret gets back in this game, right? Is like just having the superior vision and finding those either initiation to team fights or the pickoffs.
Yeah, I totally agree. They haven't really put much time and effort into it so far. There's still 4 VP wards up on the map, but that's something they're going to need to address, and I would say start thinking about addressing fairly soon, because their lineup's meant to be online around this stage of the game. They want to be fighting before Void gets his next item, particularly if he's going to go for this defensive BKB first. That puts Secret on even more of a clock, I feel, because suddenly there's one less hero they can even go on.
They get TV down to the bottom lane, trying to get that axe initiation, but the Chronosphere does catch the Witch Doctor, doesn't hit Vada, and it's actually leaving solo, tries to get off the Static Storm, but before he dies, doesn't really catch anybody, but Yapzor is going to be swallowed up by the axes as well as Roger. Now, Ace is going to come in, manage to catch Roger pretty easily, but Vada misses his initiation onto Ramses. Oh, no.
If VP do all that without the OD there, they could have definitely had at least one save, potentially out of a 4-star or an Astral. They weren't looking for a big team fight, they were just looking for a small pick or two and getting out of there. And it's a 2-for-2 trade, so it's not even a bad trade for them by any means. As they kill off Yapzor's Zeus. Supports for supports on both sides. Though often it does feel like Yapzor is not a support for his team.
Pasha, cheeky bugger that he is, grabs some of those Ancients. Vada will be able to complete his Vanguard still. Just needs a little bit more time, though.
Feels like there's this conflict with Secret where they need to be making these plays and getting aggressive, but they have few players like Yapzor. He just wants to keep on farming, getting some more levels. He knows how well he can scale as a Zeus, but ultimately, if you look at the other team, you may be able to scale as a support 4 position, but their lineup as a whole is going to outscale you.
Held inside the kinetic fields, Ramses will not time walk forwards. That would be a very dangerous move.
Here comes the smoke from Secret. They recognize the position there, and they don't have 2 heroes here, though. Ace is finding wards. They're showing 2 top, though, so this may actually succeed because of that. With that said, VP do have 3 to 4 heroes in the neighborhood.
They've got the global presence of the Zeus. Now, Ramses almost went too far forward. Vada's smoke is going to wear out, so he's going to put himself in the side shop area out of vision. So he can still get that big initiation.
Puppey could drop a ward in the lane if he needs to. No one's just sitting perfectly behind Ramses.
Yeah, they know. And sure enough, the
It's not
initiation
gonna work.
goes off, and immediately the imprisonment onto the Void while they drop everything onto the Axe. They successfully bait it. Now the Zeus actually pops his ultimate. They'll catch the solo Disruptor. But trading out their core Axe, not going to feel great, especially if they lose more heroes. No one with a blink in imprisonment, straight up Chronosphere. But Puppey does manage to get a paralyzed cast, instantly silenced and taken out by the OD. Mid one will fall as well. Pasha is here with a Primal Roar, so it's a good thing that Ace didn't show himself.
It's a lot of extra gold. Once again, we've seen this before. Just the helmet looks like the birds should be able to fly out, but that's 200 gold extra. Again, VP just ready for Secret. That's such a good read because 2 heroes showed top. Both Zeus and Slark were de-warding together in the top dire jungle, yet still VP showed incredible patience sitting behind their Void bottom, recognizing that this Axe who is showing in lane is actually, the Visage, sorry, is actually a bait. The Axe was there ready, but VP were 2 steps ahead.
Simultaneously, right? Like, Secret should kind of know when they've had so much free time. You know, with the Zeus and the Slark farming during those areas, if they could have just gotten the information by pushing out the waves a little bit, maybe they wouldn't have gone for that fight. No one actually kills Ace in the bottom lane. Well, we're going to fall solo, get blown up by Yapzor. Sure, he's going to die to Ramses, though, for sure. Now Puppey slowed down by the concussive shot. Ramses blows his BKB, but he will kill both of the supports for it. Rewarded with the double kill.
Yeah, the Beastmaster Shadowblade Roar initiation, something that we hadn't seen yet. Slark was Shadowblading in, looking for a kill, couldn't find anything, and then he backs off to farm, and the second he shows himself, Pasha just goes charging in, recognizing there's his opening to find his first big Shadowblade kill of the game, and everything looking VP favored right now. The team that was on a timer is not only not playing fast enough, they're behind. They're losing the early game, the mid game, and down 5k gold when your lineup is not going to scale well is a big, big problem.
Yeah, 3 cores, all top net worth, and one of them is Ramses, who's up by almost 3k above your Visage, who's the highest on the side of Team Secret. And they're about to do Roshan. Fortunately, Zeus does pop the Thunder God's Wrath. They'll get some vision, but they actually are just going to keep going. They're going to smoke up and let Ramses continue to solo it with this double damage. Chronosphere is coming up in 3 seconds after all, so they're ready to take a fight.
Double damage room makes this very difficult to contest. Secret. They're smoking towards it.
They're going to smoke up, and they're far too late.
Underestimating how fast VP can do it. It looked like to them that maybe VP backed out of the pit after that Zeus ult, but that was not the case.
Oh, they managed to get the initiation on the point, instantly saved by the imprisonment. The roar out onto Ace. Pasha almost solos up Ace, but he does manage to get off his ulti. Shadow dances away. Ramsey still charging in, still has a BKB, Chronosphere, and an Aegis, so he can be fearless.
Yeah.
And fearless, yeah, sure enough, he goes straight for mid one, and they'll take him out pretty easily now. They're going to go for the familiars as well. The side, though, Axe managed to get controlled up by the Disruptor. Great Static Storm, Kinetic Field. And again, Ramses didn't even have to blow. Okay, he's going to pop his BKB now as he starts going for the backline heroes. He sees Yapsor super low. He's going to try and trap him inside the Kinetic Field underneath this tier 2 tower. Yapsor, that's going to be 4 down from VP. They just always keep moving forward. Ace, he's going to die as well. He doesn't have the Shadow Dance back up. That's a wipe.
They make it look easy. That is what is so incredible about watching this Virtus.pro team. They just play these team fights perfectly. OD, no one always there with the timely saves. Slark only survives the initial roll because OD did save him. That was the slightly positive news, but you're Secret and you're not getting these clean initiation pickoffs. You're in a tough spot, and it just feels like the entire VP draft has come together perfectly. They've got counters to everything. The Void countering the key hero in the Slark, the OD save countering the Axe initiation. At that point, you're playing this fast-paced lineup with a Visage that can't play fast-paced because you can't make these moves.
Right. You can see Axe trying to make his counter initiation, but they got to find a way to get that Axe on top of the OD, preferably with +1 there. You could see with the how Ramses pops his BKB and spot Zeus. He just leaves the Witch Doctor for the rest of his team.
They may have a play if... Love that guy's smile. If Yapsor can get up to this Ag Scepter, if they initiate with Axe, they can pop like a Zeus ult, and that could potentially stop OD's Blink Dagger. Then you could drop a Nimbus on him. If you get that mini stun on Zeus, like we're talking like a bit later on here, like a level 20 Zeus with the Ags, but at that point you can kind of deal with the OD while Axe initiates on someone else. That's one possibility, but that's a lot of big ifs there that need to kind of come into play.
Yeah, that sounded like quite the laundry list of objectives. Now you've got a BKB on the OD, making it that much more difficult. Virtus.pro, I think, understood how far ahead they were, and they just solidified that lead with their double BKBs. Yeah, they're just like, okay, now we've got superior team fight almost guaranteed, even if we don't get the initiation like we have been doing.
Any Chronosphere is a guaranteed kill on that target because Secret just don't counterplay BKBs very well, even with an Axe call on their side.
Pulled back, so Yapsor. Quite dead, sir.
Yep.
Are they going to go high ground?
I think they legitimately could consider it. They don't have the Necro Book, so they push a little bit slower, but their team fight is just so much better that they're not afraid to force Secret to try and defend this one. Their main outspam is the Zeus, and he's dead, so who actually goes and tries to poke at them? You need like that poke damage if you want to take a fight defending high ground. You've got to get them low before you can go in, and
now the Chronosphere, but no one doesn't have his blink up, so it won't be able to immediately follow the damage, but the Skywrath Mage can at any point. Drops Mystic Flare, now they are going to be able to take away the Aegis, but on the side they spotted out the Axe, managed to get the initiation onto him with the Sentry. Thankfully, they stopped that initiation, or that could have been a bit disastrous just outside of the Secret base.
Ace managed to creep skip, not one, but 2 creep waves. He had no interest in coming to the fight. He's going to ulti and TP back to base, so that will stop the push. That really highlights just how far ahead VP are. Ramses, after respawn with Aegis, didn't even have to pop his BKB to get out. He just time walked away, no problem. No follow-up stun to his respawn. And VP, so easy for them to keep getting these kills. They're ahead, and they're playing this draft that not only is the better late game, but also has this crazy catch. So you're oft on the back foot with your Secret, but you're getting glimpsed back. You're being chased down by the blink, forced up on OD, by the time walk of the Void. It's just harder and harder the more this game goes on.
And we're talking about like big important items being picked up by VP. Blink Dagger for Void, the double BKBs. Meanwhile, on the other side of the table, Slark, what has he done with all that farm? Well, he's picked up an Echo Saber, which I'm not going to say is the wrong item. It's just feels like it's not going to be nearly as impactful as all these other items that VP have gotten at the same time.
No, as much as it is the standard core pickup on Slack, it doesn't feel great. He's being scouted by the Disruptor, forced to pop an ultimate. He may still die here.
He's spotted out by the Hawk. He's still going to get glimpsed. Pulled back, kinetic field, instantly silenced as well. There is no escaping the Beastmaster and Disruptor combination.
It may have just been a game where you go Shadow Blade into BKB, as much as it doesn't feel good because that doesn't help you against Chrono or Roar. You just need some way to guarantee the ability to fight, because that is the only way. When you're down like this, you can't farm and split push your way back in. At some point, you're going to have to actually fight your way out of the hole.
Yeah. Well, they're going to try and bank on the upgrade of their Aghanim Scepters. Mid one has his, so that'll kind of help. We also have the, well, just the point booster for YapzOr, and he's working towards the Aghanims. Top lane, roar out onto Puppey. Immediately leaves as he sees mid one's Visage, and he's going to be caught by Quad, who TP'd in. Chronosphere actually catching the Visage, and he's going to try and lay in some damage onto the Axe. That's just calling spin more. All right, well, maybe they can reinitiate still. Ramses.
Secret recognizing that there were 3 heroes mid, just punish the out of position Beastmaster.
Familiars just keep on running at him, but
his position there is not too bad until VP show mid. They showed 2 heroes trying to chase down Familiars and Axe Illusions, and once that's happened, Secret's like, wait a second, these heroes are behind the tier 2 tower? Like, let's punish this. Finally, Secret actually capitalize on an opening that's presented to them, and VP kind of helped create one, but even so, it's a pretty small, inconsequential kill that VP will just use this time to keep on farming.
if you're Secret, though, oh man, they're getting close to the blade now on Fada, so maybe they don't want to keep going. But I'm thinking, like, let's try and build up some momentum, you know? Start attacking VP a little bit more on their side of the map. But Secret doesn't want to just yet.
Yeah, it would be nice, like, even following that kill, just immediately smoke, like, not everyone, because that's a bit too obvious, but like 3 heroes, 4 heroes, have someone show pushing a lane, someone like the Visage, and then just look for that next follow-up pick-off. Very tricky situation to be in, because they want to find these kills, they want to play aggressive, but if you do that and you don't get them, suddenly you're wasting time where you could have been farming up key items that may get you back in the game. The Ag Scepter on the Zeus, being one of the next big items. Vatus changed his 2, no longer has the Blade Mail queued up, considers a Shadow Blade, a BKB. We'll see what he ends up on. He just seems to be changing his mind constantly right now, and I don't blame him.
I kind of get that, because the Axe Blade Mail is not going to be that effective in this game, but how he initiates, who he initiates on, is more important, right? So I could see how that Shadow Blade would be more important than the Blade Mail in this game.
Yeah, I agree. If he can find a way to get on the OD, that would be amazing. But we'll see how he does. It's also like a pseudo split pushing item in some ways too, which it feels like as much as Secret need to fight their way back in, they're going to have to do a fair amount of split pushing.
Yeah, and I think the BKB would also be a fair enough choice, right? Because then at least you can initiate on anyone you want.
Yep.
And the imprisonment won't go down on you. The problem is it'll go down on whoever you jumped. So.
And I feel like we're seeing that most of the time in these fights, where almost every time OD's just using the banish defensively on the Void or whoever it's been called. It's, you know, catch-22. What is the good item? There isn't one that's painstakingly obvious to us, and it seems like to Fata as well, because he's queued up 3 different items in the last minute.
Oh no, Puppey. Trapped like a rat. Stuck in a corner. Oh, BKB activated by no one. I'm pretty sure Puppey will call that a win. Trying to catch YapzOr right now. Ramses couldn't get close enough.
Visage Familiars again, cutting waves. They're behind the tier 1 top tower, just doing what they can to
see
be pesky.
YapzOr.
Just barely gets out. Blink Dagger on Void. His gap close. He realized, you know, the one thing maybe limiting VP is just how fast they can close the gap and like that reach aspect. So they're going to get the Blink Dagger with the Time Walk cast range, because split push is somewhat the name of the game for Team Secret, and that's where having multiple ways to close the gap is going to be very important for VP.
They used that Zeus ultimate, spotted out some of the VP heroes, so Ace kind of knows he can keep pushing out that bottom wave, and it does have the double siege wagons, so it's a good time to put some pressure on a tower if possible. But he can't Can't rely on that information for too long. He's got to get out now, but he's been chronosphered up, and Ramses by himself. He doesn't need any help.
I thought he would need like a +1 follow-up, like a roar at the end of the chrono, but not even close to surviving. The Slark just got pummeled, and they're going to instantly press forward in the mid
pull
lane.
back Fada. They know they have the numbers advantage. A TP away is pretty smart, but the imprisonment is instantly there now. No one pops the BKB as he spots Puppey, who's trying to get a paralyzing casket. Instead, he's probably going to die. Fada's going to be roared up as well. Puppey's going to be chased down to the ends of the earth, it seems. While inside of the base, they're going to pull back the Zeus. He's already dead before he hits the ground.
2 players on Beyond Godlike streaks on VP. This just sums up how far ahead they are and how clean of a game this has been for both No One and Ramses. Nothing that can touch them at this stage. Secret will shoot through all their buybacks, but these buybacks do not feel good. Puppey. That was like that was a taunt in itself. Let's TP our 5 position in the middle of 5 enemy heroes.
Paralyzing cast, jump forward by Ramses. Again, Fearless is going to be called up, immediately imprisoned by No One. He didn't even need the save, but it was there anyway, just in case. Mid-1 controlling OT as best as possible, but Ramses is free to swing on these objectives. Raxes should fall. I don't think Secret can do anything about it. They're going to try and wrap around with Ace and get a fight afterwards, if possible.
We can see for all the vision that Secret has denied VP, it hasn't really hindered their ability to play Dota. Definitely an interesting way to approach a team who has such great warding and vision game, but end of the day, if you can't team fight or find kills by denying them vision, it doesn't really amount for much, and that's kind of been VP's motive this game, which is just, you know, you can't kill us, and we can definitely kill you with about 5 different things.
Virtus.pro with full control of this game, just like both teams have been doing in this series, playing pretty careful around the enemy, giving them a lot of respect, will secure greater and greater advantages. This time around, it's going to be the Aegis and Cheese.
MVP definitely showing different colors here on the second to last stage, on the main stage, playing a lot more cautiously than they have for the earlier stages of the tournament. Now they're in the low bracket.
No, Ace couldn't even finish him off, and now he's revealed he's going to be imprisoned. Solo pops the Sound Rush, is going to get instant damage onto Ace. They will take him out. He can't even kill a Disruptor.
That's double bracer.
Double bracer plus the 200 health.
I was looking at Solo, I was like, man, he is really struggling. I suddenly see like 12 sentries on the map. He's doing everything for his team.
20K net worth for Ramses now.
Puppey gets 3-shot, No One has a sacrifice. The list goes on as far as problems that Secret do not have any solutions for. They're going to need some cheat codes at this point if they want to get through this one, it feels like.
Yeah, need some greed is good. Give Yapsor a good 5K gold, let him get the Aghanim Scepter. He only needs another 1,100, but it feels like Virtus.pro are just not going to give him that space.
Yeah, they're just going straight in the high ground, don't even need a full-on creep wave. This backdoor protection being disabled already. I'm not sure if they'll be able to get the Rax as well, but they're going to go for it. They're going to look to try and force Secret to make a move and defend this.
Try and catch Ramses, he blinks away, but Solo is a little bit of a corner now. Ramses jumps back in. A Chronosphere that pretty much whiffs, only hits the Witch Doctor in the back line. Man, it's a really good call, but Axe, he doesn't do enough damage, and they already pull up the Slark, so there goes everything. Oh, Secret, they're going to have to, no.
They're going to have to GG out.
They're going to have to GG out, because this game is over. This series is over. Virtus.pro, we might have had a tight late game 2, but they just showed with utter dominance that they are the superior team to Secret.
Yeah. VP winning when they have a superior draft and just superior game plan looks so good, so convincing. And then VP game 2, we didn't really like how their draft scaled as well. They still drag it out to 80 minutes. This team, something we've talked about a bit, like when you can win or have these really close games with a draft deficit, that's what you got to do. Be able to like be competitive with a inferior draft, and VP has done that. They've also stomped the games they should stomp. This one here, they did not give Secret a single inch at any point in this game.
Team Secret will go out of the tournament here. They still managed to place top 4. and feels like they're a bit back in shape, a little bit better form from them than some of the previous tournaments. I mean, they have had very few top 4s since Dream League, I think, was what they won. And then after that, it was like GESC, which they got knocked out by Keen. That is certainly not a performance that they wanted. So I would say here feels like they got a little bit of a run in.
Yeah, good signs for Secret with TI coming up. I think there's definitely some things to work on, but VP looking as dominant as ever. No shame in losing to VP when they're playing like that.
Yeah, Virtus.pro, superior draft. When they're in a losing game, they still manage to drag it out for forever. It seems like the only thing they can lose to is Wisp.
Yeah, there is a little bit of that, and I'm not sure they're letting that one through the draft again, are they? Well done to Virtus.pro. They've completed the journey to the top 3, but their journey doesn't stop there. However, the end of the Dota professional circuit does come to an end for Team Secret. They finish in 4th. They pick up $120,000, which means they've won $1.3 million on the circuit this season, and they'll finish in 4th place overall. And we'll see them at the International, no doubt about that. And as Cap rightly pointed out, does seem like they've hit a bit of form again, so all things looking good as we look ahead towards the International in around about 2 months' time. Let's get some thoughts now from our panel members once more on the final game. Very dominant, Alan, at the end for Virtus.pro. And it's a bit like God says, you know, you give them a draft disadvantage and they still run you close over 80 minutes.
Yeah.
Give them a draft advantage, it's really hard to beat them.
I mean, I think you look at that draft, and the one thing that screams out to you is what we were talking about at the very end, is that Slark is just so countered. I think if that Slark can have a game somehow, that the drafts are relatively even, but you just see him trying to make moves around the map. He can't jump on a disruptor for most of the game. And this is just a brilliant fight here, saving Private Ramses. You know, you can thank your teammate for that. He is going to get away with a 4-staff and an imprison.
He Mask of Madness to try to kill the catapult, gets it, and then no one comes in clutch. I think that was the story of this game. No one coming in clutch over and over again.
Yeah. I mean, you saw Ace was skirting that whole team fight, just waiting to go in. And then did go in and got blown up immediately. He went in. I mean, that was kind of the story of the game for him.
I mean, to be honest, these last 2 picks from VP were absolutely ridiculous. This OD and Void, I did not see any solution that Secret could actually do to deal with this. They had to have this impeccable early game. The early game didn't go great, and like we said, if the game goes even later, Void and OD just get better and better.
Yeah.
I think, like, with the draft they had, though, they definitely played well with what they had, but they just got completely destroyed in the draft. Like, how much better do you have to play to actually beat that draft? Probably like 4 times better. It's insane.
You have to win your lanes. Yeah. I mean, that's what we said.
Well, you have to win them hard,
series, right? Yeah.
Very hard. Like, you have to win all 3 lanes, and then you have to like just absolutely run over them.
And you don't have winning lanes.
Mm-hmm.
You have one lane that probably can win.
Yeah, but
the other 2 are a complete disaster. I mean, he was having a blast.
He's having a ball. You know when they're playing well because he's smiling the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the, I keep saying it though, that's the power of first pick, is that those 2 second phase counter picks that, you know, you have to, the situation that Secret is in when they pick the Slark, they had to show either their 1 or their 2, right? And the other heroes don't have too much flex value. I guess you can move the Zeus over, but it didn't feel like that kind of draft from the start. We said it. And the minute the Slark shows up, you get that Void, you get the 2 counter picks, and there's no real miracle 10th pick that's going to save Secret's draft at that point.
But that's the thing, though. You don't just pick a Slark 4th like that. If anything, if your 2nd pick, your last pick is Slark, just because you can get counted so hard. Of course, there's like certain scenarios where you can 4th pick it, like when most of the cores are shown, but picking it in this scenario was kind of like just a block pick. What was banned? The Bloodseeker was banned. It was really good against the Secret draft, so they just didn't want them to have it, so they kind of pick it up themselves, but that was really optimistic. Because there's not only OD and Faces Void, there's so many more counters in the game to that Slark.
I mean, for me, it was like the Void was excellent versus Slark, and then the OD was the cherry on top. It was like incredibly good versus Slark, amazing versus Axe, just solved everything if they had any problems in their draft already. And this Slark, the game is just super hard.
Okay, let's get some words with the captain, the main man in Virtus.pro, Solo, of course. Alexi, thank you for joining us. First of all, congrats. Well done.
Hello.
Hello. Was that tough for you guys? That series was very long. Second game.
Yeah, it was. Second game, 85 minutes, I guess.
Yep.
It was
hard.
hard.
A long time. It seemed like you guys were showing each other a lot of respect. We know that you guys like to have fun, and when you play a team that maybe you don't feel like is as good as you can have a bit more fun with them. Maybe you draft a bit fun, or you have some fun in the game. This one seemed very serious. Was that how it felt to you?
Well, as you said, we respect Team Secret a lot. We know that they're a good Dota team. They have specific style, strong strategies, and you know, it's the biggest major at this season.
Yep.
So you have to be focused, and that's what we did.
Okay. And no Wisp in these games.
No Wisp.
I've got 3 men alongside me. I'm sure they want to fire a couple of questions at you as well. We've got Nahaz, Black, and Fog. Gents, what do you want to ask Alexi?
How confident were you guys in that game after you got that OD pick?
OD was really great pick because we need some kind of save for our Void, and if you play against Stacks, you need to be good at positioning. Like, that's why we picked OD as well. He's very strong laner. We were really confident after we picked OD.
Just a quick question. Cool. If they banned OD, which I actually thought they would, or we thought they would, what would you have picked?
We were thinking about Lana as well, but I can't remember what else, but OD was really great.
Yeah.
So we didn't expect them to ban this hero.
Alexi,
Cool.
it feels like you guys, maybe more so than any other team, experiment a bit with your drafts as the tournament goes on, like letting the Wisp through against LGD. How much of that Wraith King pick in Game 2 was you guys experimenting, trying out the hero, and how much was it you generally feel the hero's really good in that spot?
No, if you pick Race King, something went wrong at your draft, for sure. So we were thinking about Sven as well, but that's not our Dota. But anyway, our draft wasn't bad and we could win this game, but we did a lot of mistakes, really much. So, but still, yeah, if you pick Race King, that's not good.
So you just blame Ramses for that one, yeah?
Yeah, Ramses is drafting now.
Yeah, it's his fault, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good.
Brave King means loss.
I mean, he had a really great looking set, you know.
Yeah, how much of that was him wanting to just play Wraith King?
He wanted to pick Race King for group stage as well,
Right.
and now he did it.
All right, well,
Great.
We enjoyed watching it. Thank you very much for joining us,
Thank you.
Alexi.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And good luck in the next games. Solo from Virtus.pro, fantastic to have him on, and thanks for doing the interviews. It's great to have the players on and be able to talk to them like that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
To get their initial fit. They've literally just come off the main stage and they're just still kind of calming down, and yet they've still got the poise to be able to just deliver a few nice answers.
I like
to
how
the
honest, right? And
Yeah,
how honest he
straightforward
wants to-
as well.
it's
They
not
don't
like,
mess around.
can't answer that, sorry.
Yeah.
Can't answer that, sorry.
Yeah.
We didn't
Yeah.
get any of that. We got pure honesty.
Embargo.
Come on, it's VP. They go in.
I like that.
You pick Brave King, you lose. Mushi
I
got
think
Brave
that's
King,
what we've
they
learned.
lost.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I think that's what we've learned from that. Yeah, good, honest advice. MVP for this last
Sorry,
game?
no one.
No one.
No one?
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, fantastic
Too
performance
good
from
of a
him.
positioning in that game.
Mm.
He just saved everybody all the time.
Yep.
Good old usage. He was auto-attacking when he had to. He was staying passively when he had to.
Won his lane.
Yeah, never had a chance to
Yeah.
engage him. Actually, that he won his lane is really... I was really curious about that because actually Visage versus OD is not bad for Visage at all.
It's one of those where I feel like Visage does good, like okay in that one. It's up to his level 6. It's once you hit 6, Visage dominates. But before that, OD can do pretty well.
But before he even got to level 6, he was completely dominated in lane.
Yeah.
So even when he
Yeah.
reached level 6, it didn't matter anymore.
And it can snowball against you too. You set back the HOD all the way to 10 minutes, a little past, and that's so big because you don't necessarily have that ability to threaten in lane. You can't get the card up and do damage to the tower. It's, you know, that early success that no one had in lane was extremely influential.
Yep. Thank you very much, gents. Let's update you right now and bring you up to speed as to how the Supermajor has panned out, because we only have 3 series left right now, and only 3 teams remain here as well. Virtus.pro, Liquid, and LGD are still in contention to become the first ever Supermajor champions here in Shanghai. But however, Secret are done for the season as well. They finish in 4th place, of course, earlier on. Optic crashed out against Virtus.pro to end their dreams of finishing in the top 8 for TI, and Vinci Gaming end their season in 5th and 6th as well. So there we are. There's the final 3 teams. We've got 3 more series to go. And the good news for you, if you're tuned in right now, thinking, oh, that's a shame. Well, the Dota's done for the day. Not true, because we've got another series, and it's a corker, because it's the upper bracket final between Liquid and LGD, and it's coming up after this break.
Coming up next, Team Liquid versus PSG LGD.
It's something that I can't explain. I don't wanna play this game. And every time I hear your name, so good, so good, so good. It's something that I can't explain. And I don't wanna play this game. And every time I hear your name, so good, so good, so good.